Alrighty, so hello everyone. My name is Bridget. I'm the Assistant Director of International Enrollment here at Niagara University. Thank you for joining us for our new series webinar, Canvas Your Digital Classroom. Leading our webinar today is our rising senior, Rebecca Roman, one of your orientation leaders. So she'll be taking over today, showing you all of the tips and tricks for Canvas, which is your classroom database during your time here at Niagara University. Joining me today is also Val Devine. If you want to say hi, Val.
Hi, my name is Valerie and I work in the IT department. I'm the assistant director there and I kind of oversee the administrative side of Canvas, as well as I'm an adjunct professor in the CIS department. So if you happen to take web design or any of those classes, I will be using Canvas as my way to give information for the class.
Awesome. Also joining us today is Callie. She'll be tracking your questions in the chat box if you have any. And then also letting some people in who join us a little bit later on. Feel free to have your camera on or off, whatever you're more comfortable with. Please remain muted during your time here as well. And then I guess that means we'll just get started. So take it away, Becca.
Yeah, so hi everyone. My name is Becca. I will be a senior this fall. I am a math major, and so please don't be alarmed when you see all of my math classes. You don't need to take as many as I have, but yeah, we'll get started. All right, it's my cute little home screen. I love Niagara, all things. All right, so this is what you see when you log into Canvas using your Purple Pass account. You can see I have taken many classes here, organized in any which way that I would like. So what's nice too is you can organize them by color, by subject, by semester. So I make sure to never double up my colors in the same semester. You can change the colors by clicking the three dots up here. So math modeling is my first course that I'm taking this fall. I typically have my math colors in green because that's what I did throughout high school. Right now it's gray and I'm going to leave it because I don't have another color in gray. You can also move them, whether it's move it down a row, you can move it to the bottom, you can move it to the top, whatever you want and whatever order you prefer. So I'm going to go into my Calc 3 class, and when I do that, you'll kind of see this homepage. This has everything from your syllabus, which is basically your most useful thing for every single class. It'll tell you when your due dates are, when your professor has office hours, and basically the structure of the course. And then you can see here that I had homework 1, and then this here was the assignment. So if I clicked on the first homework 1 PDF, this would be the sheet I would use with all of my problems. These correlated to my textbook in the class. And then if I went back, I could find the assignment here. With that, you can see it was locked because it's previously due. I submitted it. I got 14 points. You can have the submission confirmation on the side, so you can see that it was submitted on September 3rd at 9:53 p.m. And this way you can make sure that if you don't see the submitted and the little check mark, you know that maybe it wasn't properly submitted, and you can double check that. So when I go back to home, also under here is homework. And then if I scroll down, I have my different quizzes, as well as my professor organized this by our days in class. So day 2, we did section 12. This was a handout he gave us. Day 3 was another handout he gave us. That way, in case I ever lost it, I was able to retrieve it. If I didn't have this page, I could go over to files and see it there. There we go. So even more solutions, whether it was our exam problems, our final exam, and different homework. And then what's best about this platform is you can see all of your grades very easily. So anything from your homework assignments, quiz assignments, as well as exams. So what's especially nice is you can see I did pretty well in this class. I was very proud. I really enjoyed calculus more than the average person. And with that, I did well on exams. So you can see here on test 3, I got a 61 out of 70. And if you click this little box here, you can see the scoring details. So you get a little box and whisker plot, and it'll tell you what the mean was, so the average, what the highest score was, and what the lowest score was. So you can see my score here was just above the average. But what if I did get a little higher? So instead of a 61, I got a 65. I can actually test that and see what my grade would be. So you can see it went up a little bit. If I hit the arrow back, it goes back down to the grade that I received in the course. It's kind of nice, especially when it comes to finals, because if you're like, I really want to get a B+ in this class and I just have the one assignment left, what do I need to get on this final assignment in order to hit that B+ grade? So you can do that on multiple different assignments as well. And so what if I did a little better on my final exam? How would that impact my grade in the class? Say I got a 92, that would increase it almost a full point. And so that would be a nice thing to have as well. Just see here. And then it was nice too, if you also go back to the dashboard, on the side, you'll be able to have a to-do list. So these are all my assignments for my math modeling class in here at the fall. And then as you do them, you can kind of X them out and be like, all right, I'm done with it. I don't need to worry about it again. And this way you can keep track. What's nice too is Canvas also has an app that you can download on your phone. And so I am one to get the notifications of, oh, my assignment was graded, let me check it out immediately. That way I didn't need to sign in through Safari or through Google Chrome, anything like that. The app was just available right on my phone. And then I'm gonna go into another one of my classes, just because also in Canvas, sometimes your professors will do discussion board posts as part of an assignment. So they'll post a link, they'll post an article for you to read, and then you can comment on them. So this one was on chaos theory. We had to watch this video and do our replies. So you can just reply right in the chat, and then you can see your peers' responses as well. You can see here, I had a question. My professor saw my question and responded back with a different link to help me with different things. And then also in your grades here, you can see that if you had a comment on an assignment, your professors will be able to show you that as well. And so I had the opportunity to read a novel and my professor commented on it. They thought it was interesting that I took a class as my English course and I could connect it to a math course as well. I'm trying to think, Bridget, if there's anything else. But a lot of stuff on Canvas you can access both on the website and your phone as well, which is super nice and convenient for you. And so Canvas is your kind of hub for academics. If you used Google Classroom throughout high school, which I did, it made it super easy to kind of make that transition. It's kind of similar in the sense of everything's organized by your class and in different ways. You can see assignments from your professor, announcements from your professors, as well as if you wanted to contact people in your class, you actually are able to see as well. So if you had a question about one of your classmates and you weren't sure how to contact them, oftentimes you can see them here and then see what their email is as well, which is nice too. Oh, yeah.
Do you want to show them the notifications, how to edit those, and how to pick and choose what you want to add, how you want to be notified?
I'm not sure if I get those through that's mostly on my phone. And so I normally do it through there. not positive how to do it online, actually.
I think if you go to account, it'll be there. If you click account and then notifications, then you'll be able to edit how you see them.
I have a really randomized password that I can no longer change. I don't know why, but I just haven't been able to, but alrighty. So yeah, all of your notifications, you can see here that I have devices set up for my phone and then also my email. So if a assignment due date changes, I get that. I'll get if the grading policy changes, and then if something was updated or added to my page, I do that. Announcements in the class, grading as well. I make sure to get those right away. Invitations, whether it's for like a group or a setting. If something was late as well as submission comments. And then if someone replied to a discussion board that I commented on, or if someone was like, oh, I think Rebecca did a really good job of this. Appointments, different things like that. You can all do it however you'd like. One thing I like is I do a weekly, I get a weekly update of things that have happened in my Canvas account once a week. And so it'll go through all of my notifications and kind of give me a summary of them. And it'll be like, the professor updated this on the website. The professor updated this due date. This assignment was graded. And that way I can kind of double check what my notifications gave me as well as what I saw in Canvas.
Awesome. Thanks, Becca. Callie, Val, anything else to add? Did we miss anything?
I think the most important thing about Canvas, especially when you're a freshman just coming in, is not to let all of the notifications and all of your assignments overwhelm you. It's really nice to have everything listed, especially the syllabus and the upcoming assignments, but also remember that this is a schedule of your entire semester and that it's okay to go assignment by assignment, but still have an overview of what's coming up next.
That's a really, really good tip. So the first week of classes, a lot of students like to call that syllabus week. So you'll get your whole entire class layout. And what I recommend doing is logging everything into your planner. Now, some due dates may change, things like that too. But if you might realize that you're going to have a really heavy week, say in mid-October or something like that, that's usually midterms, usually then. You can kind of plan ahead and say, okay, maybe I got to set myself a little reminder like, hey, this project is due next week. Maybe I should check off these items of that. So that way I'm working ahead and I'm not being slammed that one week too. So that's a really, really good tip, Callie. Anything else, Val?
Did you just want to show like how you can send messages to the professors right through Canvas?
Yeah. Let me just share again. Okay, so if I went back to my dashboard and I wanted to, it's like, sorry, my internet is not being very friendly right now. All right, let's go to math modeling. I actually have to take a pre-course survey, but with that, I can either go through chat and then contact my professor through there. So you can see one person online is me, or you can also go through your inbox. I also have my inbox linked up with my announcements. And so you can see here, these are reminders that I've gotten from my professor, and then I can do a new message and you can select the course. And so I can do my algebra course from the spring and I can go right through here, and my professor is Dr. Brown. Oh, wait. Huh. I'm not sure why they're popping up at the moment. Maybe it's because the class is old. But right through here, you can compose an email to them. Oftentimes as well, the professor will have their email located right on their syllabus. So that's always how I typically contact my professors as well.
Becca, do you want to show them what a syllabus will look like
Yeah.
if we have a sample one?
Alrighty. So the format will be very similar for all of them. Oftentimes they'll have the class name on the top, they'll have the section and what time the class is taking place and where. The instructor, where their office is, their phone number, and then like I said, their email hours. This was during COVID, and so we had virtual office hours, but still you can see Monday, Tuesday, 10 to 12, Thursday, 3 to 5, and then oftentimes professors will be like by appointment on the off chance that none of their times work for you. You can see here they have the textbook, what calculator is recommended for math courses, and then if there's any prerequisites. And so in order to do Calc 3, you need to do Calc 2 first. And then you'll have the description, the outline, how the professor is teaching, different objectives that are pretty standard across the university. You'll find that each subject has a set of objectives, as well as how the class is being graded. So you can see that my final exam was worth a big chunk of my grade. It was cumulative. And then my exams as well were also worth 20% each and 60% total of the grade. This was the homework policy as well as quizzes. So my professor was very strict about making sure that you did the quizzes before the deadline as they related to our class topic, as well as the 3 dates. They were tentative at the time, but they did stick pretty much to schedule. We had our final exam time in here, as well as our final meeting class during that time. And then you'll see at the bottom, you'll have student responsibilities, academic integrity, as well as other policies here for Niagara. And then typically you'll have your course schedule. So these were the sections and the topics that we were doing every single day. If we were in person or not, you can see this was a virtual day at the time. We did finish up this section and did a review before the exam, so I knew I was going to that class for sure, and just different topics throughout the semester. And then finally at the bottom, we had our homework exercises. So these were for us to do daily to get some practice in, and then my professor would pick from the list for our actual homework assignment.
Awesome. Thanks, Becca. Val, since we talked about academic integrity, do you want to let them know about our new feature on campus?
Yeah, so in Canvas, we have several different features to prevent plagiarism. So one of the features is that if you submit like a Word document or PDF file, we actually scan it to make sure that that particular, so especially in our writing and English classes, that document hasn't been previously submitted. So on the professor side, we actually get notification and are told how similar each one of the assignments that have been submitted. So it keeps accumulating. So it kind of prevents us from having some type of plagiarism. As I said, it's usually used really well in our English writing in any pages that you have to submit. Also, we have a program called Practoral. It's within Canvas. It's not all courses. It's if they want to do it, if they're giving an exam through the browser, that it's an add-on through Canvas where a professor can actually proctor the exam and have access to your screen to make sure that it kind of blocks it out so you're not cheating and going into like the browser. Or it also kind of like watches eye movements and everything to make sure that you're not looking down constantly at a piece of paper to fill out the actual answers to your quiz or exam. Just kind of like, be aware of that. These are out there and they are used in our Canvas program.
Awesome. Thanks, Val. We did have a question about figuring out what books to get. So I believe that students will be notified through First Day Books of what, Becca, if you want to explain that for someone.
Yeah, so first day, you'll get an email from like Barnes and Noble like through the campus bookstore, and it'll be like review your book suggestions for fall 2022. And you basically just follow the instructions. It'll highlight the books that your professors have submitted to Barnes and Noble. And you'll be able to pick whether you want them shipped to your house or shipped to like waiting for you at the bookstore. I always do mine at the bookstore, so I don't have to bring them with me. And this way you can just pick them up that first week of classes when you have some time, and they're right there for you. You can opt out of this program as well on your MyNU if you have only a couple books and can find them for cheaper. Oftentimes I find that if professors are going out of their way to tell Barnes and Noble their books, you will use them. So it is useful to get them.
Good tip. Trying to think. Oh, we had a planner suggestion. So I was very type A. I'm going to put a link in the chat for everyone if they want to go to it. I had to have every single hour of my day planned out. And so this is the planner that I use. It's called a Day Designer Planner. You can find it at Target, and it is thick. It's probably like this thick, but you have 1 day per page. And I use that throughout all 4 years there, this so I could visually map out each individual day, and I had it all color coded, those kinds of things too, reminders for upcoming events. So if you are a type A mind and like to be super, super organized, usually a lot of education majors use this this planner. I found it super, super helpful. But you'll probably figure out what is a good fit for you. If you are the type A planner like that, you might need that. If you just need a couple reminders for planners, you can probably start off with a smaller one and then get a little bit more complicated as things go on too. So that's a really, really good question. Anything else to add, you guys?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm scatterbrained and I'm also very visual. So the more reminders I see, the better. And so I will have like a weekly planner that's like a spiral planner you pick up from Target. I also have a whiteboard calendar that I put all of my big assignments on. So like a monthly calendar, I'll sit down, I'll organize it. I'll put my big assignments on there just to know to plan ahead for those big assignments and those exams. And then I also have another smaller weekly calendar because I think the more times I see it, the better. I know my one friend puts all of his assignments and all of his classes in Google Calendar, so it's right on his phone. And there are apps that you can download that are like to-do lists and can basically be a virtual planner for you as well.
Google Calendar, never thought of that. That's a good idea. This has been awesome. Do we have any other final thoughts, Callie or Val or anything? Okay, cool. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm going to put my email in the chat box. It's just my last name, gorman@niagara.edu. I will be sharing the link to this recording once it is all set to go and up on our YouTube channel. But I will not keep you guys here any longer than you need to be. So I hope you all have a great rest of our evening. Thanks again for joining us, everyone.